Mr. Deptanu Burman to start his presentation. As you all know, he is the director in charge of this AOA. So what we can see, this AOA is your aqua clinics, and also he is the CEO of Aqua Doctor Solution. So over to you, sir. Like our student and guest will know you more through yourself only.
Yeah.
So over to you, sir. Thank you.
First of all, very good afternoon to everyone, and my best wishes to on International Youth Day to everyone from each part of the country and outside the country, because we are the real wheels of this century. So, first of all, best wishes to everyone, and I am very much thankful to be invited today in these sessions. And from Aqua Doctor Solution and Aqua One Center, Kolkata, I like to greet the organizing committee to Dr. Ashutosh sir and Dr. Sophia Madam to invited me as a speaker of this today's session. Today I'm going to talk about something on employment generation and entrepreneurship development through fish, means your blue economy, your blue revolution with water into fish. So that's why my first slide also shows how fish are jumping with money and how the words also moves from one place to another place. So without much wasting time, I will go through my presentation. I will try to express how we can take this sector into the next level. So, but I think this is not applicable, this slide here. So before we start, we always I like to show this, because during presentation, if you have any question, you can ask me later on and we can go ahead the presentation now. Why what is the important role of youth in nation building? I try to put some of the ideas here. If we consider today, the youth plays a major role as a game changer in any aspect of today's development in agriculture and fisheries as a whole. Is a very important, and that's why Swami Vivekananda was of the view that youth can lead a successful life for themselves or for others only they are physically fit. He believed that working for social change requires energy and spirit. Hence, he asked the youth to work on both mental energy and physical fitness. So, head to think, heart to feel, hands to work. That's the quote from Swami Vivekananda. I like to start my presentation with the quote now. If I talk about myself, I am basically from Northeast. I am from Tripura, which is the second smallest state in the country. And but for last 10 years, I'm based at Kolkata for my working professions, and also because Kolkata is a half of connecting the whole world, I should say. So that's why I'm also based here. And if you see today the India fisheries scenario, we are 8% in global share of fish production, third largest fish producer, and second largest in aquaculture producer. Per capita fish consumption rate of India 5 to 6. I think now it's in current data it will be 11 kg, and if you see the northeastern states is more than 25 kg per capita fish consumption rate, and Tripura is one of the first state in the country. We took 28.36 kg per capita of consumption rate of fish. And if you consider overall, the annual growth rate is 10.87 in fisheries sector, 7.2 in fish production, and export also we are now about to touch 10%. And 1.40 lakh ton in 2019 and 20, the record fish production in the country. And the contribution in the GDP and all is 7.28, 1.24 in the overall contribution in the country GDPs. I'll just take just two lines of that. By fisheries sector, we are providing more than 2.8 crores job opportunities to fishers, fish farmers, fish vendors, fish workers, primary and secondary level in the country. We are almost 44 crores we are earning for the export market, and also our fish production rate from 1950 to 2090 is a huge, if you see, 0.75 to 14.2 million metric ton in the country now. We have very good resources which we cannot find in the many of the region in the world, so we should explore our resources in sustainable way. This is all about our marine production and inland fish productions. I will come to this. Fish for livelihoods and fish for nutrition. Globally, more than 1 billion people obtain most of their animal protein from fish. At 800 million people depends on fishers and aquaculture for their livelihoods globally. So we are into a sector which bigger than, I should say, a IT industry. If you consider it, the concept and the workforce what we have is bigger than the IT sector in the world. And fish for nutrition, and as per Dr. Ashutosh sir also addressed zero hunger. So hunger can be controlled out or can be addressed only our source, simplest source of protein, that is fish. 2 billion people worldwide suffer from hidden hunger and a micronutrient deficiency, and 1 million children under 5 die every year from vitamin A and zinc, which can be addressed by only by fisheries sector. This is food security is for WHO from worldwide, and in India in present scenario now 11.8 kg. This is something we used to learn, that there was a crow. The crow used to fly and get stones, and when the crow was thirsty, putting the stones, water is to go up, and they used to like crow used to drink the water. It was a scenario in 1950 and 51 in Indian sector, and now in modern crow, you see, take the straw and drinking the water directly from the pot. So we need to be very intelligent, smart enough to make our resources best way to be utilized. What to change? Few of the points I like to be addressed for students and the youth to be understand. First is thinking. We should think beyond our book. We should think beyond our farm. We should think beyond our nation. We should think globally. Production system. Start from small, try to make it big. Scaling up. Start from small, make it bigger and bigger. Technology infusion, technology intervention should be done slowly, slowly. Economics, start with 1 lakh rupees, try to make it 1 crore. Processing, start with small unit of processing, understand your consumer preference, go with the next level of consumer acceptability product. Branding and marketing, very important. Hard work to smart work. Today we are into 21st century, is a digital world, and we should be smart enough to bring our innovations into the global platform. And the data management, which is very important to know how we are growing. From rag to rich, if you see, this is the Indian scenario part in my left side. Somebody is selling dry fish in the roadside, 10 rupees to 30 rupees in a kilo. And right side, we have a caviar. The small bowl of this caviar cost is more than 50 to 60,000 rupees. So if you see the concept, how people from smart way taking the things into a bigger way of production and make it into scalability. And is a one line of slide talking about Aquadoctor solution. What we do, we give lots of service providing consultancy company. We work with women empowerment and rural youth also in different parts of the northeastern states. We give online training, consultancy, registration of farm and shrimp farm hatcheries and all, and advisory and consultancy services for any part of the country. Soil testing, water analysis, disease diagnosis, fish and seed supply, distribution of fish feed and medicines, and also government financial assistance also we have them, and we supply all kind of inputs for the farmers. How Aqua Doctor Solution start his journey? Actually, I start. This is the first generation of business. I start my business from my bedroom. So I start my company basically from my flat. Then gradually we used to have a small office in Kalighat. Then now we have a office in Jadavpur of 1200 square feet. And I start the business from one product, that was water testing kit. Now we have all variety of products. Is a concept of one shop, one stop solution. So let's talk about some of the important parts, how we can take aquaculture as an entrepreneurship model, or how you can be an aquapreneur. In aqua industry, we call aqua entrepreneur as an aquapreneur. How you can be an aquapreneur? So you can think on hatchery for seed production, fish and shellfish. I believe most of the students in Amity University, they are from the northern part of the country. For them, I like to tell you, most of the fish seed of North India, whichever is culture is go from West Bengal. Try to think to address that part of hatchery production. You can come up with a small hatchery of any kind of fish or shellfish, even for scampi production unit too. Even now, there are hatcheries which are portable based, designed by SIFA, and now lots of private companies also they have started this portable hatchery. You can start also a portable hatchery concept with a 3 lakhs rupees to 4 lakhs rupees of investment. Seed bank. Seed bank is another project where you can buy the small baby fish from say Bengal, rear it in your pond in maybe Chandigarh or maybe in Himachal Pradesh somewhere in different hapas, and make it a 1 inch to 2 inch or 2.5 inch, and sell it off in your to your customer in your local area based on their different fish species design. In a pond, we can have different kind of fish species in individual hapas. Even it also can be possible. Grow out culture pond. Think today high density farming model where aeration based system will be there. Huge density of fish we can produce, and also periodic water quality monitoring, feed based management procedures needs to be taken up. Cage culture, as we have lots of big reservoir, big lakes and lagoons where we can think of cage culture practice also. In my left side is a project from Chhattisgarh. In my right side there is another low cost cage culture project in Chittagong. To like there our clients as a consultancy, they are taking our consultancy in Chittagong. This is red tilapia cages in Karnataka, where they are also growing in big reservoir the red tilapia, and directly they are selling from the production unit to the customer unit as a live fish. Pan culture, if you have lagoons and if you have a big reservoirs, you can think of pan culture models, which is more common in the northeastern states. Grow out culture in raceway model or maybe a bottom clean system. So we can have raceway model. In my left hand side is a trout farm in Sikkim. There is a raceway models they have designed. In the right side I have a cemented tank system in Tripura, where we are trying to make small baby fish rearing process in the cement tank, then selling them off from the tank itself to the clients. This is another way also. We can put some plastic materials or the tripals. We can make artificial prawn. Here also we can make seed nursing project, or maybe we can produce tilapia and all, any kind of fish also here. Grow out culture in RAS. In 21st century, if you see two sectors of modern technologies, if people talk about aquaculture, one is RAS, one is biofloc. RAS technology is already is a best technology. People say that because we can use efficient use of water into a production level, but there are some risks there unless and until if you know the technology very well. So before you invest your money, try to particular understand the particular technology very well, then invest your money so that your money should not go waste. Then grow out culture system in biofloc. In the right side, this is a biofloc project, women empowerment in Tripura. is a women self-help group by 34 members. They are running biofloc successfully. And on the left side is a shrimp culture. Also now people are growing in biofloc systems where monodon and vanami culture is also going on in low stocking density. Even seed nursery also of vanaming in going on in biofloc based methodology. Then aquaponics is also another aspect of entrepreneurship. In the left hand side is aquaponics model in my office, and the right side is another project in Siliguri where they are producing Loki, bitter gourd, and many other lettuce, many other vegetables, and they are selling to directly to the customers as a organic products. Grow-out culture in IPRS. IPRS is integrated pond raceway system. That's also a technology which is now coming up in India and many places like in southern part of India. Many projects are started. Not yet any project started in eastern region, but this is also a project where we can think to go higher stocking density and high farming models. Then we'll talk about something on integrated fish farming, where pedicam fish culture is a one aspect. We can think on that, where we can produce fish with rice. This project from Myanmar. Then horticulture come fish culture also, like pond dikes we can use for different type of vegetable growing. You can see how fish, banana, aquaponics, poultry, dairy all together is a very nice farm they are designing. This is a this slide I have collected from Professor Magada sir from Bangalore. For in 1,000 square meter of pond, that particular farmer is harvesting 350 kg of fish in 14 months, earned rupees 17,500 as a net profit, and it worked out to be 3,500 kg per hectare. Compared this production into 14 months in particular this area, and he understood that the economics where he got net profit of 70.5 rupees per meter square against rupees 7 in sugarcane, 8 to 10 rupees in banana, 2 rupees in paddy. So you can understand how farmer is utilizing his each plot of land for economical venture. That's why man who understood economics not run behind the biology. Once the biology understand, people can make the money out of it. That's what I like to address to the students and the people, that need to be very passionate, think very positive, act on that. Profit is going to come, give time to it. Then poultry cum fish culture, which is also very common in the eastern and northeastern, and many of the projects also in the UP also now coming up with this kind of concept. Duck is another aspect. This particular duck is for meat purpose. This is a project from Tripura, where in a small area they are growing duck with fish together. Pig also, piggery cum fish culture is another component of utilizing the resources in best way. Diversified aquaculture is another important part. Only though we India is a carp based country, but only just run behind carp will not give good economy. We should think on pulse pot, sea bass, mullet, crab farming models as well. Then desi singi, desi magur, chitala, and also this is another fish which is I like very much. This is called Morola and Notopteras group. This fish species, both of them are self reproducing fish. So once you kept in your pond, give good water quality, good food, they will automatically breed, and nutrition value is much more higher than the carbs to this particular fish species. Crab farming in another aspects, we can think to utilize our coastal areas or coastal lagoons and zones into box based crab farming or indoor based crab farming model as well. Ornamental fish farming is another aspect taking very fast rapid growth in this country now. and now people are many young star now start this ornamental trading or growing marketing or maybe the input supplier roles also in the many parts of the country. Live feed cultures like concept like spirulina, chlorella, and many other products also now people are start producing and selling in the market like shrimp hatcheries, fish hatcheries, and all. Seaweed based culture is another aspect now for last 2 years. Different projects started in the coastal zone of the southern part of India. We can think on that direction also and start exploring this market. Seaweed not only for human consumption, it also have got nutraceutical value as well. Pearl farming, where you can produce pearl in 2 years and also fish with pearl. This is another aspect of, people talk about IMTA is a multi-trophic culture model. This kind of concept also we can go even in the coastal zone. We can think on mussel farming like the same way of we are doing pearl farming. Laboratory work, if you see in today, though we are producing lots of fish, lots of shrimps, but our lab technicians, lab supports in the rural areas, the farm side is not available till today. Somebody out of this students can think I will have a modern lab in for farmer support in the rural area. That also can be an option for entrepreneurship development. Small fish bait for formulation feed plant also you can think, or you can work in a big feed company as a aqua technician as well. Fish medicines also you can produce, or you can start your career into fish medicine marketing as well as a aqua technician. This is some of our products from Aqua Doctor. Post harvesting sector is getting big. Lots of fish processing units are coming, and we need skilled people in the sector to address the future needs of the sector growth. Solar dry fish, dry fish. We used to get dry fish from unhygienic way, but somebody can think of to come up with solar fish dryer, can do it, sustainable way and a very hygienic market. That is a huge scope is there in the very metropolitan cities and the rural areas. Fish byproduct like fish pickle, chutney, and all. We can also think and how we can start marketing to metropolitan cities and can connect some, retail outlets to promote it. Okay. Exclusive fish restaurant, we have a veg restaurant, we have Chinese restaurant. Somebody can think on to have a exclusive fish restaurant. Okay. Dr. Manoj Sharma sir, now Mayank also is there. They start also from shrimp production from Jhinga. Now they have also a Jhingawala is a restaurant exclusive on shrimp. Somebody can think on to come up with a fish restaurant. Some already projects are initiated in Bangalore and the southern part of the country. People are coming into fish restaurant where you can have different product of fish. Even you can buy live fish and the frozen fish from the particular that counter as well. Okay, this is a live fish selling counter from Nepal. In Nepal nobody eat dead fish, so there they like to choose the fish. They will order you, they will cut the piece and they will take it. So we also have some clients in Nepal where we are also helping them for live fish transportation models. Then Fish Mart is like all about live fish, frozen fish supply and all. Tourism, aqua tourism is another part. My left side is a pedicure sim, fish massage. So if you have a fish pond in the middle, you can start with come up with a boat, can have small place for enjoyment and angling competition kind of things you can organize and you can generate. In the right side, the photo we have started one aqua tourism project in Purulia in West Bengal, where tourists can go and pick up their own fish and can ask the restaurant, you please serve this fish with this preparation like that. So somebody can think on. Then fish museum, we should also come up with private public partnership model of fish museum or private based museum, because fish considered to be one of the lucrative and mental satisfaction product. If you look for your aquarium for 5 to 10 minutes, you will get lots of mental satisfaction. Your stress will go down. some IoT based solutions. Now those people are very smart enough, in software, in mobile and digital platform, can think on IoT based solution for fish farming also. Even for deep sea, if you put one IoT based model where the your ship is there, how far they are going, from where they are catching the fish, what the catch, all details you can get from your boat. Even how many fish is there inside your water and tank, all these things will come to you through your software based model. Even how many feed they are taking, what is the waste of the feed, how much organic sludge is there, everything will come to you through sensor. So water quality parameter you can also do and control it through mobile based app, sitting in your bedroom, how your fish is there inside your tank. Another part I like to be addressed, that is networking and digital communication through social media, promotion of fishery professionalism. We are professionals. Don't sit in your room. In this COVID pandemic situation, you should bring out your idea, put it on your global platform. Let people connect to your idea so that it should be come up with a end product. That's what we are doing. We are into now website, we are into Facebook page, we are into YouTube, we are into Instagram, we are into Telegram. So put your all idea. If it is also a bullshit idea, don't hesitate to put your student your idea with, give some more ideas to someone else and will start. And for the students, I like to tell you, every Sunday we are organizing exclusive program, first time in India I should say. Sunday Talkies, bringing down the expert from global platform, talking about different topics. So you can subscribe our Aqua Doctor Solution YouTube channel and can participate this particular different topic on different aspects, and experts from global, they will be addressing us. So it's a every Sunday evening 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. 1 hour session you can join to us. Some useful social media app for government of India side. So your for WhatsApp you can come up with a business app for WhatsApp. Then Telegram is there. Then I talk about Twitter for Department of Fisheries, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. Then you have Google, LinkedIn for a business promotions. You have SlideShare, ResearchGate, SurveyHeart, Google Form. So you can use many things to bring down your fisheries professionalism in global platform. Now drone also now used in fisheries. Many of the projects are now coming up in the southern part and the northern part of the country, where agriculture and fisheries also can be monitored through drone, where labor intensive process people are trying to address now. This is a picture from Bangladesh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Devtanu. It was a nice presentation, and we need more time for your topics. There is a lot of things. Every slide need more time to discuss. So, but I think DC Morla need to leave. So maybe we can take some comment from DC Morla, and then we can start the Mind's presentation.
I'm really sorry that I have to make a move, but I would like to conclude with a beautiful statement. See, guys, all of you, I mean, even the panel, respectable panel, and and the people who are in the lobby. Our GDP's contribution, I mean, we considering as fisheries, our GDP's contribution is just 1.07%. Let's consider it as just 1%. So there is a huge void which we can fill it up in our from our contribution. So all we need is lots of interest. That's it. See, many people in their youth or in their 20s, 30s, they dream of having a restaurant or opening a business or getting into shares. Why not apply the knowledge which we gained in our graduation or in this field, which is having a lot of potential? As Devtanu has said, there is a lot of potential, and you can move to Central Institute of Fishing Technology or Central Marine Fisheries Institute, anywhere. All the scientists, principals, and scientists in charge, they will help you out. They will have already their handouts, which is designed for all the entrepreneurs who are interested. They are working all their lives for the citizens of India just to grow the business, make better lives out of this field. So all we need, all the people who are in the lobby, all the students who are in the lobby, and the panel. I would really suggest you guys to push all these people to those institutes where they will give an handout, which is easy. And if there are no huge funds, you can simply start with algae production. With just you will only need 30 to 50,000, but you will get a monthly revenue of 20 to 30,000 immediately. Or there is Maggie. Maggie is a very small thing, but there is now SIFT, Central Institute of Fishing Technology, and CMFRA both has combined, and they created fish Maggie, which doesn't stink. Basically, people will be thinking it stings, but it doesn't sting. Anti-sting. And there are a lot of other products as they come fish pickles, etc., 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 which are very refined and very cost effective and money generative. So all I'm saying is, start, fill the void. Let's make more GDP, help the economy, and help ourselves make some money, make a lot of other things. Okay? And I'm really feeling bad that I have to leave, but it was really helpful for me, get to know after a long time, very long time. I'm seeing Ashtar sir after 6 years, and Aparna also 6 years, and my juniors. And Sophia man, I have never seen you because I left the institute after. So I'm really glad, and I will be coming to the future discussions as well, and I'll be very part of it. And
Uh,
any help, any kind of handout I can help, sir. I mean,
Thank you,
you
Dinesh.
just
Thank you, Dinesh, for your kind words. I know that you have other appointment right now, and
mm-hmm.
we will definitely be in touch very soon.
Surely, sir,
We
surely,
have
surely.
so many activities planned with every one
Which
of
we
you,
have to.
from industry and
Yes,
from
sir.
alumni. So, and
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Mayank, that Aparna is also need to leave because she's need to leave for work at 6:30, and it is already 6 there. So Aparna, if you want to make comment, then you can leave. Then we will focus on industry only.
The masters.
Well, I thoroughly enjoy the discussion. Till now, I enjoyed your presentation and the conversation. I'm sorry, Mayank, I have to get to work because it was 4 o'clock in the morning when we started. But thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity. And we'll keep in touch if there are any more volunteering opportunities. I would definitely love to be a part of it and contribute to Amity. So thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe and keep smiling.
Thank you, Aparna.
Happy
And
Okay,
this
Festival.
sir.
recording will be available for you, so later on you can see Mayank's presentation. You will
Yeah,
not
you
miss
will
Perfect.
not
anything.
lose.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank
Great
you.
to
Thank
see
you. I'll
you.
reach out to you,
Always,
sir,
it
for
is
that.
it is
Sophia
the
ma'am can
learning for
means.
everyone from all of us,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So this will be
definitely.
Surely,
available for everyone. So thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you,
Now
sir.
I will
thank you, sir.
request Mayank to start his presentation, and then we will discuss further. There are a lot of things which are coming in my mind, and definitely the student will also have some queries. So we will discuss this thing. Hope you have some time today. Otherwise, we can arrange some other meetings some other day also. So Mayank and Devtanu, is it okay if we will continue for maybe? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Mayank, you
Okay.
can
No
start.
problem. I keep some time. No problems.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
madam.
I request
Yes,
you, just I am
yeah,
not able
I'm
to
just
hear.
sharing. I'm just sharing. So I must thank Mr. Devtanu that he has given a holistic view to our students, so that it will be like easy for Mr. Mayank to like wrap up all those things. So it is a nice, and you can say our students will get a whole lot of ideas, like what to do, what not to do, and how to move in this marine sector, marine science sector. And there is nothing can stop you if you have a like willpower to do all those things. So that is the main mantra that you have given, that that is, I am really hats off to you that you
No,
have
sir.
given all
Thank you.
those
Thank you.
part. And now coming to Mr. Sharma, we have we have also hear him in some last I think last
10th
month
of
or
April.
last 1 or 2
10th of
months.
April. I
Yeah,
cannot forget that thing
yeah.
because on that day I was found COVID positive.
Okay. Yes, yes, sir. So, you all, I must say, you must be there and have a look on the presentation that Mr. Mayank will share. Like it will be a like life changing for all of you. That how we can also have like develop our skill. So, with if you are feeling that no, if I'll say, Mr. Mayank, what is your designation? So he can say, I am a manager, but I am a manager of a farm. I am
কে
also a farmer.
দিদিকে একটু
So we
ডেকে দাও,
all
ওইটা
are,
একটু ধুয়ে
if we can
জল
say,
না
we
করতে,
all are going to
বলে
the
জল
farm
মানে
only.
একটু এনে দিয়ে দাও।
So what all we are
সবটা
doing,
কে
we
আছে?
are implementing in the farm. So over to you, Mayank.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank
I
you.
think you have to take the control.
Yes, ma'am. I think I took the control.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so sorry for the glitch and the I don't know what the technical errors, but first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Detanu Bhai. It was a really good presentation, and I think it was a learning for me as well. And I think I am the junior one here, so I think Miss Aparna, Miss Dinesh, and I think Detanu Bhai gave really a good outlook about the industry and what is going on. So I think I will just try to conclude it in the best possible way, and try to give a direction to the youth and the students, as I read very near to you guys. So I think starting with the entrepreneurship opportunities, because I think that it is really important for the youth to contribute in every different way. But I think as me being part of a second generation business, I do believe that if a youth becomes an entrepreneur, he is directly and indirectly he is going to benefit thousands of individuals. So this is where I'm going to target my presentation to. So talking about aquaculture, why it is important, I think Dr. Ashutosh stated it very nicely that by 2050 we are going to have a population of 9 billion, and it is really important that there is going to be a rise in food demand. There is the global food security is required. The health awareness is going to rise because in the COVID-19 situations, we have realized that it is really important to focus on health and fitness as well. So I think aquaculture products has a very good opportunity and a product placement in that part of aspect as well. And talking about, if you guys know that the climate change, global warming, there are many climate issues going on currently in the world. And I think the only thing which everybody states that is the water levels are rising. So I think that negative aspect, the levels of water which are rising, I think that can be efficiently utilized in a proper way, in a positive manner, to create an opportunity out of it using aquaculture as a medium. So I would not stretch much about like what the current trends are going on or the demographics, because I think Detanu Bhai and the rest of the seniors have really made it nice for us. So I will just go quickly through. So we have the area of the country which is 3.29 square million kilometers, and then we have the export scenario, I think, which Detanu Bhai has already talked about, which is we are producing total fish consumption of 14 lakh tons. But I think out of which I think India has a good prospects for domestic fish consumption in compared to shrimps, because I think shrimps 90% of the shrimps are mostly exported. And in terms of revenue generation, we have a value of fisheries exports nearing to 46,000 crores. Then we have a shrimp production nearing to 8 lakh tons. I think most of which, as I said, it's exported. So it is near the tune of 38,000 crores. So talking about the major export species, so I think that this is a very diversified portfolio. So I will try to miniaturize it as much as possible. So talking about shrimp, we have Vanami shrimp, we have black tiger shrimps, then we have flower shrimps, brown shrimps, pink shrimps. So you can see, like we have diversified portfolios in shrimps, we have diversified portfolios in fishes, cephalopods, and then we have clams, lobsters, whales, and many other species, which you guys can work on in terms of export and a foreign revenue. Because what our country requires is not even a development, but I think if we earn through foreign export, that is also going to be a major developmental shift for each and every one of us. So just talking about the capture and culture fisheries, I think Mr. Ditana has also covered that. So I think culture fisheries is gaining a huge importance in compared to capture, because I think we have a lot of untapped potential left in culture fisheries as well. So then we have major types of aquaculture. So as you guys might be familiar that we have marine aquaculture, we have freshwater aquaculture, and then we have brackish water aquaculture. Then we have different modes of cultural practices. We have water-based systems, where you have culture ponds, you have pens, you have inshores and offshores. Then you have land-based systems where you can follow all these raceways, tanks, irrigated or rain-fed ponds. Then you have recycling systems where you have high control enclosed systems. And I think our seniors have explained that we have high-tech systems, you have information technology integration, and a lot of stuff going on currently in the industry. Then you have integrated farming, as well explained, I think, by Mr. Dittanu, if I'm right, that you have integrated multi-trophic systems. You can combine your aquaculture products with different other products as well. So talking about the aquaculture supply chain. So why I'm putting an emphasis on the supply chain, because I strongly believe that that aquaculture is not only limiting to farming. It has a very diversified portfolio and it has a lot of opportunities, I think, which it can provide to the youth. So I just want you to understand, you should have a technical foundation. It is really important at the farmer's level. So I think you should really understand the farmer's perspective as well. But if you want to become an individual entrepreneur, so I think you have a very huge potential in terms of tapping different aspects of the value chain. So what are the basic aquaculture industry requirements? So basically you need a feed, seed, medicine, then there is infrastructure development, maybe it might be high-tech or conventional manner. Then you need energy, you need technical expertise to grow that aquaculture species or products. Then you require a processing for it, there is a value addition as well. And then you need a market. It might be domestic, it might be a global market as well. So all these opportunities, all these requirements in turn, it is itself creating an opportunity for youth, for us to be an aspiring entrepreneur. So concept driving seafood trade, I think Dr. Ashutosh has already mentioned that sustainability is the most important thing, I think, which is required. Of course, the traceability. Now the world, the people, they want to know that where their aquaculture species, or for example shrimps. So they are asking us for good certifications that where your shrimps come from. So they need a complete traceability, starting from farmers till the end product. So resources and opportunities. Of course, there are many more opportunities there, but I strongly believe that there are still many more opportunities left for brackish water and freshwater aquaculture. Then there are marine species, seaweed and ornamental fisheries as well. And I think our honorable Prime Minister is also, he is putting an emphasis on doing seaweed and ornamental fisheries that indirectly is going to create a coastal security as well. In terms of national security also, it's a good thing. And plus, it is going to give an alternate source of income to the fisherman community as well. So I think youth should strongly work together and even try to help out in such aspects as well. Then if the biotechnology students are here, because I myself, my major is in biotechnology, and I strongly believe that biotechnology has an immense potential in increase the productivity and saving the crops as well, where you can work on various disease managements. There are many various aspects. You can work on the genetics of the specific species. Maybe you can introduce or you can rediscover some new species. Then you have high-tech interventions. And either, yes, the main thing, you have to become a technical expert in aquaculture. So you need to have a technical expertise in the feed, seed and different medicines management. Then there is a domestic market intervention still yet to tap. So my mentor, my father, Dr. Manoj, he always believes that, our reliance on export, it is making the industry, it needs to be upgraded. We need a domestic market, and where, altogether we can sustain during the COVID times, especially, where the industry was having some ups and downs because of the completely export-oriented model. So this is where, youth can work collectively. You guys can help in creating awareness about aquaculture, the fisheries products. Then you can become research scientists as well, where you can find out the lacunas where we are lagging in productions, and there is ample of opportunities left. And even nutritionists, I think it is very important, as you guys might be aware about feed, which is the major ingredient. But I think there are many other different technologies currently going on. If, for example, there are insect meals where people are working collectively or trying to find alternative source to feed sources. So where even the food is produced, but in a sustainable manner. So in turn, a hectare of aquaculture land is providing directly employment to 10 individuals directly, and of course indirectly it is providing employment to 15 individuals, and it is a cascade. So after that also indirectly, so aquaculture is not limited to farming, as I said. So there are technicians, then you require people for infrastructure development, then you require laborers, So indirectly, I think giving example of Gujarat from where I am and when we're conducting shrimp farming, so our limitations are not only to technicians. So we are indirectly giving employment to more than 10,000 people coming from the wild like communities from Odisha and all. And I think they are very helpful for that. So I think in terms of youth, you need to create an employment for yourself. Of course, first you need to settle yourself. But I think giving back to the society is that you need to help such people. You should help them. Getting more opportunities, more employment, and at least make them sustain their livelihood. So I think these trends and focus have been very well discussed by our seniors. So I won't stretch much about it. So I will just start with the opportunities unlimited. So there are some opportunities here. So starting with the cage culture. So cage cultures can be done in a reservoir, lake and dam, and these are the pics which are given. Then you have the candidate species, you can conduct using major carp, you can use tilapia, you can do pangasius, sea bass and mullet. So talking about the main thing, the financial outlay. So having the assumptions of the technicalities, not switching much over it, but even if you conduct this sea cage farming, it is possible for you at least to earn 30 lakh rupees.
Yes.
Then it comes the open sea cage culture, where I think you can target species such as cobia, grouper, pompano, snapper, sea bream, buzzword. And there is our financial outlay for it. So after taking all the consideration, all the operations and technicalities, you have a potential of earning at least 50 lakhs. Then we come to inland finfish culture, where of course the carp farming, the major carp farming can be carried out. And these are certain candidate species for it: rohu, katla, mrigal, pangasius, magur and singhi. And there are many more of course. And financial outlay for it, of course, after taking all the considerations, it is possible for you to earn 16 lakhs out of it. Then comes the ornamental fish farming. I think, of course, as said by Detanu Bhai, it is getting a very immense interest among individuals. And I think even it is a good source for creating more women empowerment as well. And it has immense potential. So talking about its candidate species, you have goldfish, tiger barb, angelfish, molly, swordtail variety, and of course many more. So talking about its financial outlay, it is going to give you at least a gross income of 10 lakh, I think, which is very good. Then coming to seaweed culture, I think seaweed culture has gained an immense interest in the recent time, and I think after pushing it under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, and even our honorable Prime Minister is also very much interested in this field. And I think seaweed culture is only not only limited to its farming, but it has a very high chain value addition aspect, because agar, carrageenan and many bioactive ingredients can also be extracted from seaweed. So it has a very immense potential as well. So talking about its financial outlay, it is possible that it's possible for you to have a net returns at least of 40,000 at the farming level. But when you get that upgradation, if you enter the processing, if you enter the export markets, and if you try to understand the requirements, because seaweed has a very diversified portfolio. It can enter to biomedicine, it can go to different aspects of pharmaceuticals, it has a protein content as well. It can be used with multi-integrated farming as well. It can be conducted with other fish species as well. So it is very important. In this way, even the feed consumption is being reduced. So this technical manner, even seaweed culture has a very good integration with aquaculture. So talking about shrimp farming, yeah, it is my foundation, and I am very lucky that I am under the mentorship of my father. So I have been really exposed well to shrimp farming industry. So highlights of the shrimp farming. Of course, the Westland was easily converted into best productive land. Nowadays, if you come to Gujarat, I invite all of you, including Ashutosh sir, Detanu Bhai and Miss Sophia as well. And if you come to the areas, the coastal areas near Gujarat, you can see that, even they don't require much of education, but still many people, they have started even at the ages younger than me. They were with my father, and nowadays they are driving, Mercedes, or they have developed to such an extent that they are taking care of whole villages. They are taking care of at least more than 5,000 of villagers. Everybody is cumulatively working together and generating livelihood for people. So I think this is more important for the youth So for working for yourself as well, but at least contributing something for your community. So I think as most of you are coming from North, so I think there is immense potential in North where you guys can work collectively together. You can create an awareness about aquaculture, because I think Andhra Pradesh and the south part of India is already doing very well, and West Bengal and Odisha as well. Even in Gujarat, there is a lot of things yet to be done. But I think comparatively at North, you can improve, or you can increase the culture practices. You can do a technological integration. There are a lot of things to be done. So just a financial outlay of shrimp farming. If you take into consideration all these assumptions, so it is possible for shrimp farming, a farmer, an individual farmer, to earn at least 40 lakhs out of it. So focus on the domestic market. I think Detanov has already introduced our restaurant. So I will just give you a brief overview. I have already given our vision that the exports makes the industry highly vulnerable. So our focus under the mentorship of Dr. Manoj is that we need to increase the domestic market penetration. So this is our restaurant, our venture, Jingalala, and its vision for the domestic market in India. And this is a pond to plate concept. As I mentioned earlier, people require traceability nowadays. So our vision is that the farm fresh organic shrimps which are grown at the pond will be directly served to you at the table. And the most important thing is that the 90% dishes are the regional dishes. So where the customers, they can engage and they can have all these mouth-watering dishes which we have to offer yet. I'll show the pics ahead. So of course, as I mentioned, India is the second populous country in the world with a great untapped domestic market potential. So what I believe is that as a youth, even if you try to convince people, at least if once a week or twice a week, if we consume fisheries products, shrimps or any other products, it is going to bring a huge major change developmental wave. That's where you can come up with restaurants, you can come up with supply chain integration, as I think even cold chain supply is not a major limitation, it is still developing. But I think being a youth, we can be a part of this wave, and we can contribute as much as we can. So these are the pics of our restaurant, and these are some of the dishes. I think we have more than 45 dishes, but these are some of them. This is our sub-venture, Jingalala Fresh, where we are, trying to create awareness about the export quality shrimps, which we are delivering at the doorsteps of our end consumer. So just talking about Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, I think you guys might be aware about it for sure, that its major objective is double the production, double the exports, and double the farmers' income, and it is having an outlay of 20,000 crores. So I am giving this highlight about this is that even government is putting an emphasis on doing aquaculture, and they are trying to promote at their best. There are many various organizations such as MPDA, NFDB, and many more, and many aspiring entrepreneurs as my father and others as well. So I think it is a right time. I think with the right time, right mindset among us, among the youth, I think we can tap all these unexplored markets of aquaculture. And I think it is really important right now for you to understand the grassroots level first, how this system works. I think even if you guys get an opportunity, even if it is not a paid internship, but I think you should explore, you should go to the farms, and you should try to understand, what is going on in the industry and what is not. Even under the guidance of Ashutosh sir, Sophia ma'am, they are giving you such a good exposure. So I think even you should take their technical guidance as well as where you can work. And most importantly, I think once you are graduated, or even after completing your PhD, masters, or whatever course you pursue, and if you are coming back or you settled in India, I think you should go to your respective fisheries officer or any government officer or government body, and where you guys should actually convince them or approach them to give you some land, and that way you can contribute for the district, city, taluka, village, or anything, and create an employment opportunity. So this is just an outlay of the Matsya Sampada Yojana. So at last, to conclude, I would just like to say that I strongly believe that this power of aquaculture, if it is harnessed by us, the youth, in a proper manner, I think this developmental wave will create an immense opportunities for you as well, for the nation, and of course its people. So I really request you guys to the youth to keep focus in this sector, because I think it is really important for us to step up and help our seniors who have bring this industries to such an extent in India. And I think this is all I want to say, and all the best. And if there is any help from my side, of course, I would love to help and guide in every possible way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayank, for extremely good presentation from both of the panelists, and I'm seeing a lot of clapping from the audience also. So, if there is any question from the audience, please ask. Please raise your hand and ask. Anyone? Any question?
So we have also a participant from Bangladesh. So can Prasun Roy, Mr. Prasun Roy, do you have any question? Then you can ask.
Mansi also have some question.
Okay, Mansi, we can start from Mansi. Yeah.
Please switch on your camera and then ask. Switch on your mic as well. Mayank, you can unshare your screen.
Okay, I have to unshare.
Yeah, okay.
So my question is, are there any incentives or subsidies provided by the government of India, like to start an agriculture farm?
Mansi, see, Mayank and Devtanu, what she is asking that what kind of financial support we can get it from the government. So, if any one of you can give more emphasis on the NFTB funding and the Pradhan Mantri
Yeah.
Matsya Sampada Yojana,
Maybe I
that
will
will be good.
add, then
Yeah.
Mank also can put the ideas. There are funds are flying everywhere, but the concept should be I should be an entrepreneur, I should be academician, I should be a farmer. You should ask yourself, once you are ready with your three objective, any of the objective, then there is a fund. For farmer, the fund is NFDB. NFDB funds move from your local district office of your particular states. The DPR will go from the verified by district fishery officer, then it will go to Hyderabad. This is one aspect. Second aspect is NABARD. If you want to be a administration role, like you want to come up with a self-help group, you want to come up with a small farm clinic, you want to come up with a small farm resource center, you can approach to NABARD. There are funds allocated with manage National Agriculture Management Institute, Hyderabad. They organize lots of courses like Aqua One Center, Matsya Seva Kendra, agri-preneurship programs where they give funds starting from 5 lakhs to 25 lakhs. I also received 7.2 lakhs of grant from them. Then there are funds lies with individual fisheries state department of fisheries of particular state. So there is a project name called innovative project. In that you can also apply for the funds. There are funds now with lots of private and central banks. If you come up with a project with your profit and loss analysis, with the structure of EMI, how you want to pay it off, then they are also ready to pay, because we are also coming up with a small cluster based approach from State Bank of India. Objective is the 30 women, they make a self-help group. They will be handed over some dry fish product. They will do hygienic packaging and a labeling, and we will be promoting to the supermarkets. For that, bank is helping them for the finance, but provided somebody should be give technical support and somebody should buy from them, so the fund will come from the bank more easily. So these are the options. Maybe Mayank also can add some of the points to that.
I think Devtanu Bhai has covered most of the things, and I'm not that much thorough with all these government subsidies and all, as I operate privately. So for me, the major source of funding is in terms of it's a different aspect. So, but of course, there are many opportunities present in the government, and I think better for you would be to be more thorough. I think you should follow such websites which Devtanu Bhai also told. And I think I will add that you should get exposed to much of it, because I think mostly now MPDA, NFDB, they are promoting all these things at very large extent. So I think you should visit their website and try to get more comprehensive about it. But yeah, only thing I will add up to you is that don't try to scatter yourself. Don't try to focus on each and every part. I think it's better for you to like take a slow step, take slow steps, because even me being a youth, even I have very different aspirations. Even I feel being a second generation, I need to do this, I need to do that. But only thing which I have learned from my seniors as well, it is to you need to have a good composure. And first, you should get well informed. As Dettanu Bhai is also very informed in his own sector, that way, wherever you want to tap, you need to be more informed on that aspect as well. So that is the only thing I can, help to conclude.
Just to add on, I just want to tell everyone that Amity have a very strong handling procedure. We have the different kind of e-cells, and where Dr. Sophia is leading from the AIMST, and we also have the incubators. So if any student have any business idea, if they can discuss that idea with us, and we will handhold completely, and we will provide the office support, and we will help them to get the finance, and everything will be supported by MIT also. So I will ask everybody that whosoever is interested for such kind of business, please contact Dr. Sophia. She will definitely guide you, and we are here, and we just want that some of you should come up as an entrepreneur. Dr. Sophia, if you want to add something. Mansi, if you have any other question.
Yeah, I'll just add this thing that open your vision towards marine science so that you will flourish in your future. So that's what I just say. You all are just started and just putting your step into marine science sector, or you can say it's a part of fishery science. So you can go deeper into that and you can learn more things. So learning is the best mantra. One can only grasp something towards with the help of learning. So learn every day and be focused to every sector, but don't, as Mike said, don't scatter yourself that I want this, I want that also. No,
Yes,
have
you
to
need to be
focus.
focused.
Yeah.
And thing
So
is, you need to be focused.
yeah, any
And this
question?
is the right time actually. Government have policies, fundings, all technical support, everything is there. So this is the best time for doing anything, but it should be in a planned way. It should be in a focused way, and you will get all kind of support from the government, from the society, from the industry, everywhere. They are ready to help you, but you need to come forward.
And you are also seeing those two youth icons. They are also leading this sector. So you can take this message that we can also do.
See,
So
this is the reason that we have invited these two speakers who are in the same phase as you are. So it's a second generation. I haven't asked for some senior person who can deliver talk and just going back, because they are telling what they have experienced and what you can do, because they are experiencing that thing, right? So that is the major objective for this session. So I must say that I'm very happy for today's session. Input from both of you are, very good. And Dr. Sophia, I would like to meet. Of course, Mayank is in our area advisory board now, so we will have the meetings and other discussion with him on time to time. But I just want to have the continuous contact with the Devtanu also, and maybe we can, Devtanu, I would like to talk to you
Sir.
separately over the phone.
Sir.
Because there are a lot of opportunities where we can collaborate.
Sir.
Okay, I will discuss this thing later on. First, if anybody have any question.
yeah, anyone? So I have a doubt regarding this aqua clinics. So what is the procedure to go to this aqua clinic or be a part of aqua clinic?
Actually, Aqua Clinic is my brand. Actually, I got a fund from Manage. Was my administrative of administrating role. Manage was playing, but fund came from NFDB. and I gone through 3 months of training course in CIF Kolkata Center as a nodal office. There they talk about everything together. Then I belong to a fish farmer family, but while working to rural areas, I always find there is a problem of soil testing. Small pH test
Yeah.
also they can't do. They always
Yes.
depend on technician. They will call and say, "भाई मेरा मछली मर रहा है, क्या करें, क्या डालूं, क्या ना करूं." Simple pH test also they can't do. So my was how a objective. Why don't I should come up with something, a clinic. I'm a professional, so I should also have a doctorate line of professions. And I always believe professionalism we should not leave. A professional person always be born with a professionalism and die also with a professionalism. Once we have that courage, we can go and stand any part of the world. Because I have seen people, the way Mayank told, with a small child of just selling Sundarban crab, he's riding a bike which I cannot even afford till today.
Yeah.
Even a lady just collecting wild shrimp baby from Sundarban, selling the bhetki, the siba seeds and the shrimp seeds. They have fourth store of building which I am not having till today. Only aspect is they are dedicated for their work, they love their professions, and they know what they can do that. So we all faces of today, maybe 20 people is there. If somebody wants to come up with one object, say I should also have a fish clinic where I will do soil test, I will do water test, I will do aquarium fishes, no small diseases there, small fish cure medicines or maybe treatment. You can come up in Delhi itself. Delhi itself is a very big ornamental fish market. Daily there are a transaction of more than 2 lakhs rupees of fish going from Bengal to Delhi. Daily transaction I'm talking. So think there are opportunity, come up with that. And Aqua Clinic is like my brand, but the process was done by from training of 3 months from CIF. Then I got funded by NFDB. They gave me 50% fund. Then I start my activities during last year COVID. Though I didn't do lots of field activities, but I promote myself through digital platform, connecting farmers, connecting people, doing lots of webinar, lots of conference, lots of people. Because this event coming Sunday, we have a speaker from Bangladesh. He will be addressing how Bangladesh managing with the resources for sustainable way and how Bangladesh is supplying different catfish seeds to Bengal, to India.
Yeah.
So he is going to
Yeah.
talk about it. So my objective is bringing all the expert under one thread of fishery professionalism. Then our sector should shine, and the young faces of today should shine like a star in coming days.
Yeah, that's a nice
Nice thought.
initiative, I can say. So any other question? So if sometimes our students wants to go on a visit to your place or something, so is it something has to done with that?
Yes, madam, we
you
have
can-
started now internship program. Say example, somebody
Yeah,
wants
I'm
to
just going to that only,
interested
internship.
on catfish breeding. So we have some clients and some hatchery. We are tie up with us. They can go and stay there in the farm itself. I can tell you, the student, you will not get AC room. You will not get good food like a burger, KFC or Domino's. You cannot afford good water, but you will get a good water for drinking. Maybe not good water for taking bath. Because we are in such a profession, this is not suited booted aquaculture. This is a gamcha based, I should say, this is a gamcha based aquaculture profession. So be on that. Once you start with gamcha, you will have a time to wear suited and booted also in coming days. So we are now offering farmer based learning modules of internship where they can go sit with the farmers, stay with the farm boys. They can understand how the farm activities has been done, how they are running the farms, even the breeding, say pond management, biofloc unit, RS unit. We have all the aspects. We didn't yet started the value addition part, but slowly we are trying to come up with cluster based approach for women empowerment. I have a visions like in Tripura we have started some projects with some NGO, but in Bengal it's a bit tough. So we are coming up with some cluster based approach. One of the projects that anyone can come. be free. This is a sector where we need to understand more. Once we understand from farmer, we are most going to be a very good consultant in coming days, because farmer are the real gurus. Today also I go farm, I go meet them, sit with them. The way farmers sit also I like to enjoy the same way to eat them. So this is a basic way of understanding. You should understand it, and we have lots of options. Any people can come. We charge a nominal fees for internship. If somebody is there, from my side I can assure you, if somebody is there who cannot afford the fees, from Eco Doctor Solution we can help them to be associated with them. For fooding and lodging they have to pay small amount to the farm owner to be organized to that. So from my side, always any proposals we are ready to accept, because we want to see that our sector should booming up, and new people should come up. So it's not like Devtanu Burman should always speak, or Dr. Manoj Sharma should always speak. There should the people from MIT University, they should speak. Sometimes should be also a pace to listen to them.
Yeah, definitely. So
That's good. And from my side, from our institute side,
Sir.
I can offer you our partnership. We are open for all kind of partnership with you for the development of the student, like as you said, internship, project work, apprenticeship, or we can also have the we can give you our services as a consultant wherever you require.
Yes.
It is for both of you, Mayank and
Yes.
Devtanu. Or in your, the Mayank is working with so many other farms in the like Rajasthan and other places. So anywhere, if you need any kind of consultancies, now this consultancies can be in terms of our expertise and also for the lab support.
Yes.
Because I understand that in most of the part you don't have the lab facilities. So we can give you the lab support in terms of consultancy, so we can have the proper tie-up for that. So we are open for that. And
Sure.
if you have any kind of such proposal, please do contact us, and we will be definitely partner with you
Sir,
in that.
sure, sure.
Another thing, what I was thinking that that sometime there is a one thing which was discussion in academia a long time, and now we are on a platform where we are resolving that issue, that students are not ready for the industry. They are not skilled in that way. So later on we had a lot of interaction with the industry, and we started working with the industry. We take the input, what kind of skills that you require, then accordingly we change our syllabus or teaching methodology, and we make our student ready for the industry, so that from day one they can start working with you people. So I will soon, Dr. Sophia will come up to you, and we will ask some questions that suppose in your industry, what kind of skill set you require in the students, so that they can directly start working in your organization. So I will request you to please give these kind of feedbacks to us. It will be very helpful. And time to time, we will definitely be in touch with you. And same expectation is from your side also, that wherever you need us, please let us know. Whether your Sunday discussion, Devtanu,
Yes, yes, yes.
if we
Sir,
can be
sure.
helpful, we will definitely be part of that. And it's not only MIT Institute of Marine Science and Technology. We have a lot of other institutions also. For example, in the life sciences where I am coordinating, there are 7-8 institutions. Like we have MIT Institute of Biotechnology, we
Yes.
have the molecular medicine and stem cell research, we have virology and immunology. We have very good, scientists who are working especially in the shrimp diseases.
Okay.
Dr. Somnath Pai, he worked on the WSB. So we have expertise in that area also. We have immunologists, we have biochemists, we have molecular biologists, we have microbiologists. So any kind of lab support, any kind of technical support, if you need, we will be very happy to partner with both of you.
Sir.
So that is from our side. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And I'm sorry that there was some technical issues, but I hope this discussion was very fruitful, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, and I'm sure that our audience or the participants who were present, they also learned few things. And if they have any questions, we will forward these questions to you. so that they can take their answer. Over to you, Sophia.
So with this, sir, I think sir has touched so many areas to thank you all. So I also thank Mr. Devtanu and Mr. Mayank, so that they have received my invitation and promptly replied and quickly responds to my email and accept this invitation to be here. And we always look forward to you to give our other insights also to our students, to grow them in this field and to help them to grow in this field actually. And with this, I may want to ask everyone to just wind up this session. And it's a nice to be with all of you, and have a nice day. And uh, we can wind up now.
Once
Thank you.
again, happy International Youth Day to everyone.
Yeah. Happy
Thank you, sir.
International Youth Day.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.